It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
2K Sports presents the NBA. Monday Night Basketball is coming right up. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, standing by from the side.
Thank you, Kevin. Now,
great stuff, DA. Coach Casey definitely gets the best out of his guys. You can tell they love playing for him. Tonight, a matchup between two great teams. Certainly potential playoff ramifications down the road. Brent, what extra importance does this game have, you think, if any?
Well, sometimes, Kevin, in matchups like this, coaches aren't concerned with what it is that they know. They'd like to get to the unknown. So there may be some rotations that we'll see tonight that are a bit different than what we saw in matchups in the past, for coaches to expose their players to that opponent and their style of play. That could pay dividends if they do match up come playoff time.
Here are the five for the Raptors. Ibaka is the 4, and Valanciunas in the middle. The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. And it's Anunoby in at the 3. A putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Goes up the baseline. That one misses. Nice feed from Valanciunas. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Here's Anunoby. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
Yeah, if he gets enough space, LaMarcus Aldridge will get up and remind you that he's a big man that has mean intentions.
Inside, out to DeRozan. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. In the corner, Ibaka with it. Trains the three-pointer. Ibaka's got 5.
Well, if my counting is right, they've made 4 of their first 5. That's good.
Aldridge, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Well, that's what he's capable of doing right there. Aldridge with the great length and just enough bulk to absorb that hit and earn the N1.
And with the emergence of Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a secondary scorer in San Antonio. Brent, how do you like him in that role?
Well, I think that's where LaMarcus Aldridge really fits best, even in his time in Portland with the tremendous offensive output he had as one of the Blazers' greatest of all time. He's sometimes not leaned upon as being the primary scorer, even though that low block basically belongs to LaMarcus Aldridge.
Green against DeRozan. Outside Lowry. Beyond the arc. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
Well, it's like the defense has a bunch of matchbooks in their hands right now, playing with fire. They were fortunate that somehow he misfired on that one.
That one goes. Count it.
And Parker just super efficient at shooting from inside the paint with shots like that one.
Screen by Ibaka. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Aldridge, the pass to Gasol. Back to Aldridge. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And just looking at the stats, you can see, man, they were efficient on this night.
Yeah, the defense did nothing disruptive in the game, so good patience. It led to good shot selection, and then look at the excellent shooting percentage from the field.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Here's Gasol. Nice steal from Valanciunas. Raptors leading by 4. Anunoby passes to DeRozan. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his first foul. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Then for the Raptors, Nogueira comes in for Valanciunas, and Norman Powell subbed in for Anunoby. And he comes up with the deuce.
Slithering around that unorthodox style, Ginobili sneaks in there with the dribble drive.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, that screen is the assist, giving their guards space to pull up or attack the rim.
Siakam is checked in for Serge Ibaka. The Raptors shooting their first free throw tonight.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Anderson's inside game reminiscent of an old teammate of his, Boris Diaw, patient in the post around the rim.
And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to attack.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Toronto shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And he's good on the second.
And you might have thought that with the big three retiring and getting older, the San Antonio Spurs might need to think about rebuilding. But the emergence of one Kawhi Leonard as a superstar in the league on both ends of the floor has extended this team's dominance.
Powell for three. That one doesn't go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Ginobili with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Gay outside. Here's Laverne. Can't tie it up as that one misses. And Tim Duncan retired, as we know, but Kawhi Leonard carrying on that culture of no frills. Brent work and dedication to the game.
Well, there's no better standard bearer than what Kawhi Leonard has represented, but it's been built on the shoulders of Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him. Spurs continue to go about their business, respecting the game and getting the most out of the ability of the players on the floor.
And Mills kicks to Bertans. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
For Toronto, they have made two of their previous three free throws in today's game. And that free throw good from DeRozan. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
Kevin, these are easy points. Remember, free throws.
Good if it goes. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Raptors lead by 2. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized
attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
Cleaning the glass, I mean, right from the jump, and that really helped them to set the tone.
I think you said it. If you start off playing physical, Greg, there's kind of the attention of the referees and the opponent that they're coming at them all night long.
We've got Murray, also Ginobili out there. Laverne is out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Bertans in at the power forward position. That's the San Antonio 5. Powell, that's good. Hey, Brent, you and I were talking about the toughest players in the league just a minute ago. It's easy to go right to physical attributes, but let's shift it. And who are some of the toughest guys mentally in the game now?
Well, those guys who are thinking out there on the floor, not only about what they have to do, Kevin, but getting their guys lined up and into right spots. I think that Marc Gasol does an incredible job of that in Memphis, especially as the center, knowing all the coverages, backing up the line of defense on pick and rolls, rebounding, outletting, scoring. That's a lot of work for a big guy. And the elite guys that we could talk about, Kev, Chris Paul and LeBron James. I mean, how good are those guys when it comes down to making sure that things are communicated between the coach and that all 5 guys know their responsibilities on the floor?
Yeah, but if it can come from the back end, like you said with Gasol, what about a guy like DeAndre Jordan, who I think has really tried to improve that part of his game?
I think there's a lot more appreciation for how much DeAndre Jordan does, especially the way that he contributed to the USA team.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, "I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post." I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Lowry against Parker. Shot clock at 6. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Powell kicks to Valanciunas. Lowry has the open look. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And a lot of speculation, Greg, this past summer for where Kyle Lowry would end up. Ultimately, he decides to stay with Toronto.
Yeah, you know, Lowry visited other teams, but felt he had unfinished business in Toronto and teams up with DeRozan so well. Just a great fit for both sides when you look at it.
Screened by Valanciunas. Here's Powell. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Raptors.
And the corner 3 has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range triple.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pau Gasol is checked in for Davis Bertans. And it's Green in for Murray. And Toronto also making a switch. Ibaka's checked in. And it's blocked.
And you got to give appreciation to how Poeltl punishes shooters. A dynamite shot blocker with impeccable timing.
Now here's Powell. He's tightly guarded. Takes the 13-footer. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Powell's got 7 points for the quarter.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, most analytics will tell you that the mid-range jumper is not an efficient shot, but you see how effective with guys like that it can be.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Lowry kicks to Powell. Now here is Poeltl. Powell with it. Here's Lowry. Rejected by Gasol.
Gasol did not stop moving his hands there, especially as the shot was going up. Always going to be right there to send anything back if it's close.
And that one's good. Parker.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And for the Spurs last season, falling short of their goal of winning another title. But Greg Popovich, Brent, still called it a great season.
Well, they had their second most wins ever under Pop last year. 7 new players to integrate. In the first year without rock-solid, steady force Tim Duncan down there on the low block. They did have some injuries late down the stretch, and they can look back on another season where they gave their best effort and put themselves in position to get another NBA championship.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. Offensive rebound.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And the shot goes in. Anderson's got 6.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
DeRozan passes to Lowry. There's the dish to Nogueira. It's stolen by Green. And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. with his first shot attempt, and that one hits back iron. Raptors leading by 3. DeRozan with it. Now Green defending. Right side Lowry. Sweet little floater.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight.
Here's Anderson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there. The Spurs have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. Free throw, good, Anderson.
Tough to match up with Kyle Anderson because of how quirky he plays. Changing speeds, plays slow, but sees the floor remarkably well.
The Raptors making a switch here. Siakam's checked in. Stolen by Anderson. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. And they pick up 2. Anderson's got 6 in the quarter.
Anderson, he excels when he plays in the open court like that and has a chance to make a good decision.
In the corner, Ibaka with it. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
What a confidence-building game this is for Kyle Anderson. He is a skilled scorer.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Raptors. They lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter.
Well, both sides have assessed. San Antonio trailing here. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 slot. Green against DeRozan. Rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Do a deep dive into LaMarcus Aldridge's career numbers. He is just one of the best big men shooting the basketball, especially from the mid-range, with incredible consistency. He can hurt you from all over the floor, but especially from around the 15-foot mark. That is his bread and butter.
Outside Lowry. Screen by Ibaka. Lock at 6. Parker against Lowry. Deflected by Parker. And he gets it back.
They look frustrated. 0 for 3. Not how you want to start the third quarter.
Leonard kicks to Green. Here's Gasol. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the mid-range jumper, not usually a recipe for efficiency. Brent, you think the Spurs want Aldridge to take a step back and take more threes?
Well, last season he shot over 40% from the three-point line, and I think that the big guys stepping out to the corner is something that a lot of offenses look to. He didn't take a ton of threes, but when he did, he'd knock him down.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs.
I'll throw out the 2-time champion stuff for you here, Kevin, but an outstanding big man, Pau Gasol, even in the later stages of his career.
And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's foul number 2 for him. Laverne, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. And they double up DeRozan. Over to the left wing. Ibaka, good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. And that's 13 points for Serge Ibaka. Deflects the pass, and it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, "We couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles. Kyle Lowry told me we're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be. Kevin?
DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. And Brent, 14 years in the NBA, you spent about half your time on the defensive end. Of all the guys you were matched up against, who was surprisingly difficult to cover?
Funny, Kevin, because a lot of coaches would tell you I did not spend half of my time on the defensive end.
Well, I know better. I know better.
Surprisingly difficult to stop, I would tell you, it would be Mitch Richmond. Many years in Sacramento playing for the Kings. He was known as the Rock, and I can tell you why. Running into him and his physicality as a two-guard was very, very difficult to stop. One of the game's greatest two-guards.
Sturdy, wasn't he? He was thick. He was hard to move is what I think about it.
He was very thick and physical, which was something that I was certainly not. And they also ran a myriad of screens for him on every possession. The most potent offensive player they had was Mitch Richmond, and they would get him open every time. So a very difficult cover for me.
And the dunk by Powell.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Spurs trail by 3. There's Ennis, the pass to Murray. Spurs passing it around. And he jams it in.
All keyed right there from the lead pass. Right on the money.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Powell dishes to Poeltl. DeRozan in the corner. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
And when Poeltl sees one of his guys wide open, he whips it his way. He's all for doing what's best for the team.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
And they double up DeRozan. Powell for 3. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And it's Leonard missing.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
The offensive rebound. Siakam kicks to Powell. Nogueira passes to Powell. Here's Siakam. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. And the Raptors lead by 4. Leonard attacking and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
And Kawhi Leonard, just the second perimeter player in league history to win back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards.
And he joined, of course, the great Milwaukee Buck, Sidney Moncrief, in doing that. And it's an award that we know usually goes to a big man who's down there protecting the rim and shoring up any defense. Kawhi Leonard does it everywhere on the floor, and it's amazing to watch opposing offenses try to strategize against where it is Kawhi Leonard might be defensively.
And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the Spurs. Saul comes in for Leonard. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. Jumps up, and Gasol slams it in.
Oh, what a luxury to have a big man like that who can run the floor. Gasol out there doing some damage in transition.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Nogueira kicks to Powell. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Powell. There's the pick. 6 to shoot. He took good advantage of that screen. And it's 7 points for Kyle Lowry.
And he isn't shy. Lowry assertive with the ball in his hand.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
DeRozan dishes to Powell. rejected by Gasol.
And really, this is where you want to just let the clock wind down.
Yep, unless you get a great look that's impossible to pass up, use the time wisely.
And Mills kicks to Gay. Anderson passes to Green. Here's Gasol. He can't get that one.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Tie game in San Antonio. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Get the pass, attack.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Toronto's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Green are the guard set. Rudy Gay is out there with Anderson, and it's Aldridge in at the 5 down low. Parker dishes to Gay. Green kicks to Anderson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Anderson's got the game tied up here for San Antonio.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Davis Bertans checks in for San Antonio. Then for the Raptors, Valanciunas is checked in for Nogueira. And Anunoby subbed in for Pascal Siakam.
After not having a 3 during the first half, he's made 2 now this second half, and he looks hungry for more.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Especially in a game that is this close, every possession counting. That was just one side wanting it more than the other.
Ibaka with a screen on Parker. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And he's been hitting from out there. Defensively, you're going to have to change some things up.
The classic catch-22 guy right here. If you key in on him, you're going to open up other opportunities for his teammates to have good looks.
Lowry against Parker. Right side Lowry. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That'll be his second foul of the game. San Antonio making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. DeRozan passes to Valanciunas. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
At times in his career, Ibaka has looked out of control when forced to finish through defenders. That time keeps his poise and reaps the benefits.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Here's Aldridge. Makes it off the glass.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Toronto leading by 5. Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
Pau Gasol is checked in for Bertans. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
And again, DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around it.
Fires from the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And now it's a 9-point Raptor lead. Here's Gasol. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Anunoby and Parker with the block. Ginobili against DeRozan. Here's Gasol and finished off by Gasol.
Well, at this point in his career, playmaking is Manu's strong point. Locates the open man there.
Raptors leading by 7. Outside Lowry. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Lowry. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the rim.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
Knocked away. Parker with the steal. Ginobili dishes to Gasol. Here's Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
Oh, you could see it from the moment he caught the ball. Leonard looking to rise to the occasion, making the big shot to help the team out.
Ball's knocked loose. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Tony Parker.
And the shot from Parker there is just so clutch.
Woo! Okay.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. Gasol kicks to Leonard.
And as a defender, you are left somewhat helpless to stop that. Leonard with too many moves in his arsenal and a flood of ice water in his veins.
And that's an intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Time working against them here.
Got to grab a quick score and a foul, and even then, it might be too late.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. There's 21 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What do you think, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
They'd love to get it into the hands of their best scorer, but you also need a backup plan. Plan B has to be covered.
Aldridge left side. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
An elite rim protector, Ibaka has the highly desired combination of athleticism and timing.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Well, a solid trip to the line there to help extend the lead.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. 15 seconds left to play here in the 4th. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Fight all the way through, even to the bitter end.
And so it's the Raptors winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.